Alright y'all, so today we're going to be talking about the true cost of ownership for M340 because these cars are starting to get out of warranty. And so if you're thinking about getting one or you just recently got one, we're going to talk about how much it costs to keep this car on the road for about a little over a year ownership, I'll say. And then we're going to talk about some concerns that I have and just some things that you may want to look into before you get one of these cars. So let's go ahead and get to it, man. Alright, so the first thing we're going to talk about just how much it costs to keep the car on the road from my time of ownership. I went over this briefly in my ownership review, but I'm going to go over it real quick now. The only thing that I've had to really spend money on is really just oil and oil changes. But one thing I can say, if you drive your car in sport mode a lot of times, like I tend to, then the car may ask for like a quarter oil around like 3,000 to 5,000 miles. And that's only if you're kind of really driving the car hard, you get what I'm saying? And that's if you're running the recommended oil. All right, so outside of an extra quarter oil from time to time, there's really no extra expense this car requires from any other car, or really like my Honda, for example. The only thing I can say that's really different is just the fact this car requires premium fuel, so got to put 93 in it. But outside of that, there's no extra expenses between this car and the other car that I've had, and this car has been pretty reliable for my time of having it. And for you guys that don't know, I mean, my car has been on the drag strip. It's been pushed a few times, so, and it's been good, no issue. All right, so outside of like regular consumables and things like that, we're gonna go ahead and talk about common problems that this car has and things you should really like be on the lookout for if you have a 340 or you're thinking about getting a 340. And these are just common issues that you have with the car. And since these cars are starting to come out of warranty, you can expect to pay for some of these things out of pocket. If you got one that's no longer in warranty, the warranty's expired. But let's go ahead and start getting to it. And the first thing that I want to talk about, and that's going to be the differential. Now, my car is rear-wheel drive and not X-drive. This is more of a common problem for rear-wheel drive cars from my understanding. And that's just going to be the fact that the diff will leak. And I believe it's the type of seals that BMW use that cause it. I don't really know the cause of that and what causes it to happen. But this is something that they will cover. If you're under warranty still, then they'll cover it no cost. Even if you're tuned, they'll cover it, because 9 times out of 10, it has nothing to do with the tune. And the next thing that we're going to talk about, I spoke about this before, and that's the sunroof rattle. That's not really a big deal because you can kind of fix that yourself, to be honest with you. Not really an issue with the sunroof itself. It just kind of, I don't know what caused that, but that's a pretty easy thing to fix. All right, guys, quick side note. I know y'all probably seen the little mistake in my wrap over there. My vinyl is no longer for sale, so I couldn't order any more wrap to fix it. I didn't really know how to do the roof, but I didn't have enough to try more than one time, so that's my only attempt. Now let's go to get back to the video. And the next thing that I want to bring up, there can be a clunking noise when you're like around your steering wheel, like on the driver's side. And if you're hearing a clunking noise and you're turning and going on low speeds, that's typically going to be an issue with your tie rods. That's the main thing that I've seen that's looking around. This isn't anything that I've dealt with personally, but this is something you want to be aware of if you're getting one of the cars. So when you're steering, like you're doing a test drive, you want to drive the car with no music and really listen and make sure you're not hearing any sort of clunking or thumping noise while you're turning. Now, the tie rods is the main cause, but there are other things that can cause it, but that is something you want to make sure you're really paying attention to. All right, guys, so the next issue we're going to be talking about, and that is going to be the engine mounts. Now, I honestly think this is more of an issue with the G20 in general, because this isn't just the 340s. I've seen 330s have this issue as well, and that's going to be an issue with the engine mounts, and it just causes your engine to start twerking. Not all the time. Sometimes it may be minor, but that's not an uncommon issue. Now, if you have to pay for this out of pocket, you can expect this to cost you around $3,000 from what I've seen in my research. But it does depend on your area and the dealership and who you go to. Like I said, it really depends on your area and who you go to, because it can be up to $3K, but it could be as low as $500. Just depends on who you go to get it fixed. And that's an issue that you can expect around 50,000 miles is where a lot of people have kind of dealt with it. I am a little nervous because, like I said, I'm around 50K miles now. The next thing we're going to talk about is obviously one of the biggest problems with this car, really should be a recall at this point, and that is going to be the oil pump. Now, the oil pump issue, typically people start seeing that issue. If they're going to see it, it usually happen around 50K miles. You're starting to see a common denominator here. Right when your warranty will run out is when you're going to start seeing these type of issues, which is the scary part. And to get that replaced, I believe that's also around like $3,000. But honestly, if you're getting this car out of warranty, me personally, I would try to have money to the side to go ahead and get the upgraded oil pump, so I don't even have to deal with that issue. But those are the main things that I know to be issues with these cars. If you guys have anything that I didn't add in the video, let me know down below. And if any questions you guys know, you can DM me on Instagram or let me know down below. And pretty much it for the video, man. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment, and I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one.